Okay, so a quick overview of Hylo. Hylo is a platform for collaboration and community building for groups working towards a shared purpose. So it really emphasizes community-driven networks and aims to empower users to organize and take collective action. So it's a very action-oriented platform versus content consumption platform. And we, as Hylo and the stewards of Hylo, firmly believe that the paramount change that's needed in the world can only be achieved with collective action across networks, not in one bioregion, across the world. And that's the aim of Hylo. It's our vision for the platform. So there's quite a few things that make Hylo different, but I'm just drilling into a few areas for you all. Hylo focuses on communities rather than the individual and emphasizes nurturing healthy groups to promote deeper connection and collaboration with values-aligned individuals working towards a shared purpose. So other platforms are more suited for professional or social networking and are focused on the individual. Hylo is more community-oriented versus individual-oriented and more focused on collective action, on shared goals and initiatives versus individual branding, or what I am doing in my own personal sphere. So it's really about that collective, community-oriented focus. Hylo emphasizes collaboration and taking action. So Hylo is specifically designed to support social change and community well-being by promoting trust. So how does that do that? Its features are action-oriented. As an example, organizing events, sharing resources, collaborating on projects, versus just sharing a post on this is what I did with my day. That's fine as well, but it's really more action-oriented. And how can others help me with what I'm doing in the world? This differs from other social platforms as they are more oriented towards content consumption, like I mentioned, and communication versus that collaboration. Lastly, Hylo is not advertiser or algorithm focused. Hylo focuses on facilitating meaningful connection, and collaboration, as well as community building, and prioritizes users rather than generating profit through advertisements. Also, we aim to work against algorithmic biases by emphasizing community-driven curation, giving users the agency in the content that they see. So I'll pause there and just see if anyone has any questions around that, any comments?
Yeah, I'd love to, have an example of what you mean by community-driven curation.
Sure. So the posts that one sees are what has been shared by others in the community, not sponsorships, not ads. So it's really what others are posting. So, and with the notification settings that we have, users can really drill down into what they want to see, what they get notifications on, and have a lot of agency over that versus getting blasted with a feed that's never ending. It is limited, and we try to make it that way so people can take what they do on Hylo and what they learn on Hylo into the real world versus it just being a never-ending stream of content.
Awesome. And there's no algorithm that's, putting things out of order in your news feed because of advertising or whatever arbitrary decision has been made in the back end that we don't know.
Nice. Totally. Yeah, we want to give users the agency to be stewards of the platform, and our vision for Hylo is for it to move to being owned and stewarded by the communities that use it. So it really being the users of PHA being part owners in Hylo and stewarding the direction of it and stewarding the features that are developed. That's the vision. We're not there yet, but we really want it to be a community-driven platform versus us deciding where the direction it goes. Are there any other questions or comments? I see Erin, your hand up.
I got a question. So how do you fund it and how can it be sustainable because you don't have ads and it's free?
That's a good question, and it's something that we are continuing to muse over. How can we make it accessible to all users while still being able to sustain ourselves? So there's a couple ways we do that. We partner with aligned organizations that pay us to build features that their groups need to thrive, and then those features become available to all of Hylo. So we also have donations and foundations and grants that have sustained us. So we have those two avenues, but we are looking at other models to sustain Hylo and to allow it to grow, because scaling has been a bit slower because of the way that we are funded. Any other questions, or we can dive into Hylo? Okay, great. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the PHA main space. So before I dive into features, I'm just going to orient, because I know some folks are new to the platform. Here we're exploring the stream, which is basically a stream of posts from other members in the community. On the left side, you will see various features that can be used with Hylo. Below, you will see relevant custom links, so external links to relevant PHA content. Here we have PHA's mission, vision, values, membership information, so on and so forth. Below, we have topics, which operate like a Slack channel or a hashtag on Twitter and categorize content. They also operate like chat rooms, but we'll come back to that. On the right side, you will see a description about PHA, a member directory, as well as those stewarding the platform, the group, which are basically admins or moderators. So I'm going to dive back into the stream. So as I mentioned, it's a stream of posts that have been shared by other members. And there's a couple things that you can do with posts. Posts are discussion threads, and they initiate conversations around specific topics or issues that you're working on. You can share your insights, ask questions, and contribute your expertise to ongoing topics. So basically, the stream is where you share posts on what's important to you. There's a couple things you can do. You can sort by posts that have the latest activity, sort by their post date, or those that have the most reactions or comments. You can filter the types of posts you want to see on the map. We have different types of posts that can be used for collective action. We'll run through those later. You can also search the stream for things that are relevant to you. So as an example, say I want to see anything that's been posted around regeneration. I can search for that keyword, and content related to that will pop up. So what are some use cases for creating posts? So we have events. Do you host events? You can create an event on Hylo and invite others to join. These could be webinars, workshops, conferences, or local gatherings. We have project posts, which can be shared to collaborate with others on projects or initiatives you're working on. You can create a project post so others can join your initiative and work with you on whatever it is. Is there a capacity missing in your initiative or something that you could use support on? You can create a request post and others can fulfill your request or reach out and offer support for whatever it is that you need. Posts can also be used to share resources or offers. So if you come across a valuable resource, such as an article, a report, a tool, a file related to planetary health or something that you're focused on, you can share it with the community to disseminate that knowledge. So I'm just going to run through a post real quick to show what you can see on it. I'll use this one as an example. With a post, you see topics at the top. Topics, again, are like Slack channels and help categorize the content. People can upload images. There's a description. You will see any comments that have been posted and groups that the post has been shared in. So there's one unique feature with Hylo is that you can share a post across groups that you're a member of to create a shared conversation in those multiple groups. And we'll drill into that more when I create a post as an example. So to create a post, it's super simple. You can click the create button up here or on the button that says, hey, what's on your mind? And I'm going to create an event post as an example for a PHA regional hub meeting. and then I'm going to add a description. And here I can choose the topics that I want to add. You will see some group suggested topics that have popped up. So these are set by group moderators and help to curate the content. But feel free to add topics that aren't associated with the ones you see here. But for this example, I'm going to add education, regional hub, and regeneration. And then you see the post in option, which is the ability to be able to cross post this post in multiple groups that you're a member of. So this helps to collect knowledge, resources from the broader collective in the network, wherever you want to share this post in, so that there's a shared thread across these groups to pull in this knowledge from the edges. So for this example, I'm going to share it in this group and also the PHA Regional Hubs Global Group. I see, Tulsi, you have a question?
Yeah, so if you were to post this in multiple groups, and if there was a comment on it, would it be specific to whatever group that comment was made from, or would you be able to see it across all the groups? How does that work?
That you'd be able to see it across all the groups. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah.
Right. So it creates a shared conversation across all those groups. So this is like connecting with the group, but also the network. You also have the ability to make a post public if you want it to appear across Hylo, not group specific, so anyone on Hylo could see it. So be careful with that. If you want it to be a more curated post to certain individuals, don't make it public. And with events and certain posts, you can also add a time frame if it's relevant. I'm just going to do this as an example. And then a location. So with posts, you can add a location so that it shows up on the group map. And this is particularly important for live events, or if you're sharing something that is specific to a local area, or if you just want it to show up on the group map. And I'll show you the map later. But for this example, we're going to add Boston, Massachusetts. And lastly, you can invite people to the event directly through here or after creating the post. Finally, you can add images and attach files to your post as well. So I'm going to create the post, and then it'll pop up on the stream. Once you create the post, you can go back and edit or delete it by clicking on the 3 vertical dots in the upper right corner. You can also copy the link to share it outside of Hylo. And I'm going to show you one thing that you can do with posts that I think is relevant to creating events. If you're hosting a webinar and say that you record the event, you can upload it to YouTube as an unlisted video and then bring it into Hylo. So I have a little link to a regional hub meeting that was hosted by PHA. I'm going to throw the link in Hylo. And then embed it on, so it's playable in the stream. Let's just make sure I have the right link. Sorry, I'm having some difficulties embedding it, but it should work if I... There we go. Sorry about that. So if you click on it, you can expand it so it's displayable and viewable within the stream itself. So I think this is a great feature, and I really wanted to highlight it because after an event happens, you can post any recordings within Hylo, and then all discussion can take place on that video itself. So post-event discussions, if you have any questions that you pose to the communities or the individuals that were a part of that gathering or webinar, all that discussion can take place on that post.
I think that's a feature we'll probably take advantage of more than we have, because we have so many engaging webinars that have active chat functions, and many awesome links are shared. And then when these webinars end, those comments and that activity kind of gets lost. But if we were to host these things in Hylo, then the conversations and the threads and the tangents all get to live on. So something we'll be exploring more.
Yeah, I love that. And I went to your YouTube channel. There's so many YouTube videos that you have, and those can all be brought into Hylo, and then all the discussion can be maintained in Hylo, and people can refer back to it and see what they missed, whatever it might be, and condense all that stuff in the platform itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pause there. That's posts. Are there any questions or comments on those? Cool.
Can I just say something? What about if you want to run workshops on it, so you can do it via this way as well? Via
so
posts?
Are you talking about like a live workshop?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't have the capacity to do live events right now. I would recommend that you do something like this, where you create the event for the workshop, host it on Zoom, and then you can bring that video that's recorded back into Hylo. And then everyone that was a part of that workshop could engage on that video, or other people could see it, whatever it might be. But if it's something that's more, you don't want to share with the entire Hylo community or the PHA community, what you could do, Teresa, is form a working group that's related to PHA, that's connected to PHA, and I can show you how to do that. And then you can host any workshops that you have that are focused on what you're working on within those Hylo groups itself.
Okay, thanks.
So the next thing I want to show is the member directory. Hylo has a rich member directory that allows you to network and connect with other group members, find relevant folks to connect to, and you can do this by searching for members by their name, skill, or interest. So as an example, let's say I'm trying to find other folks that are working on sustainability. I can search for that keyword and I see this list of folks. There's so many people working on this. And what you can do is click on someone's profile to learn more about them. You will see a little about section, their skills and interests, what they're learning, their activity and groups they're a member of. So you can send direct messages to others to have private conversations who share your interests and are involved in specific projects. And this can allow you to explore potential collaborations with these members and exchange ideas. So we have posts as a way to share, connect with other folks. We also have direct messaging. And the direct messaging you can do from someone's profile. You can also click this icon up here in the upper right corner to open all your messages. So the groups tab here takes you to a network map of the Planetary Health Alliance and all related groups. As you can see, PHA has a ton of working groups. So Hylo enables you to not only create any group that you want, Teresa, like I mentioned, if you want to create a working group connected to PHA, you can do that. You can also join any of the hubs or working groups that they have here. So to do that, you could just click on a group, read about it. You might have to answer some join questions, and then you can request access to join the group. To create a group and link it to the Planetary Health Alliance, you would do that from this create button here. You click group, type your group name, select your privacy settings, and then you can link your group to PHA. So then it shows up on that network map that I just showed you. So the last thing I want to run through before opening it up for Q&A is topics. So we talked about topics. There, those hashtags that you can put on posts. You'll see them right here. So you can access all the topics being used by the group by clicking on this topics button here. So say there's something that you're particularly interested in. I'm interested in regeneration. I have subscribed to that topic. I'll get notifications when there's new posts or any chats that use that topic. So this is a way to stay up to date about the things that you care about and get notified about the things that you choose to get notified about. when you click on a topic, you'll be taken to a stream of any post that has used the topic regeneration. So here are all the posts that have the topic regeneration on it. You can do some other things here. You can click on a post from here itself and engage in adding comments or whatever it might be. Or you can engage in real-time quick chat. So you can use posts to connect with others, direct messaging. We also have chat. And you would use topics to engage and chat with other members, have a quick conversation, tag others who might be interested in what you're sharing by using the @ symbol, and have quick messaging, basically. And you can at any time go back and delete or edit any of the chats that you shared within the topics.
So the chats in the posts would be more public, whereas direct messaging is just one-on-one or, yeah, private group.
Exactly. So that's really all I had for this presentation. I want to thank you for letting me go on about the features, and I hope it made sense. And I'm happy to answer any questions, go through some of the features I already shared, whatever it might be. We've been looking at the Planetary Health Alliance context. To access other groups, we do have a group explorer. You can find other public groups that you're interested in or might be relevant to you by searching for by keyword. So as an example, sustainability, and you will see any other group that's public that is focused on that as well. So I just wanted to point that out. We do have this group explorer for you to explore and see what else is happening.
We also see the map that you had talked about. I think that's a really fun feature.
Yes, thank you for bringing that in. So the map provides a visual representation of community members, groups, events, resources, projects, really any post that's been shared with a location and members who have a location on their profile. So it allows for individuals to discover local connections, identify what's happening in your local landscape, to get involved, grassroots oriented. So with the map, you can search for a location that's relevant to you. Right now, we're exploring the Boston, Massachusetts area. You can filter what you see on the map. So we have all these post types that we discussed. You'll also see members and groups. So groups are any related groups to PHA, and members, any member that has a location on their profile. So this is a really useful tool to visualize community activities in a geographic context and discover what's happening in your local area and to organize locally. And you'll see the post that I shared as an example is on the map here. So that was an event post, and I put Boston on it. So it's showing up in this geographic context. You will see my name under the group moderators. I'm a member of PHA as well. You can always send me a direct message if you have any questions, comments, feedback. You know, one thing we really love hearing from our stakeholders, which are our users, and they really help direct the direction of our platform. So please don't hesitate to reach out.